think the case is going very well. We've asked for termination of the case. This case should be terminated. This shouldn't go anywhere. It should be terminated right now. And New York State has to build up its system again. New York State can't let this happen. Can't let this happen. There were no crimes. We did nothing wrong. And I want to get back to campaigning. I'm representing millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people.
President Trump outside the courtroom today. Also today, just as Professor Alan Dershowitz and Greg Jarrett predicted, the judge pointed out that Trump calling a legal expert would be allowed, that would allow the prosecution to do the same, and their testimony would conflict with his own interpretation of the law. Oh, okay. The judge therefore ruled the election law experts that Trump team wants to call as a witness would be severely limited in what he was able to say. The former FEC chair, another insane ruling. Alan Dershowitz was in the courtroom today. He joins us along with Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett. Professor, I don't know if Jonathan Turley is going to like this. You were in the actual courtroom. You were not asked to leave. You actually saw this whole show go down with Bob Costello and the judge. You know, you trying to stare me down. I mean, what is he talking about? He rolled his eyes. I'm rolling my eyes, you know, just hearing about what's going on in that courtroom. I got to imagine in all the years you practiced law, have you ever seen anything like this?
No, I never have. I sat in the front row, literally just feet away from where all the action occurred. I rolled my eyes when the judge made some rulings that were absurd. Any first-year evidence student would understand that he was making biased rulings in favor of one side. I stared him down, but Costello didn't. He acted like a normal witness, and the judge went berserk. The judge violated Trump's constitutional right to a public trial by kicking the media out of the courtroom. I don't know why I wasn't kicked out, and I heard him lecture Costello. What you did was contemptuous. You looked at me contemptuously. And, you know, it reminded me of Mae West when a judge said, you're showing contempt for the court. And Mae West said, no, Your Honor, I'm trying my best to hide my contempt for the court. I'm sure Costello was trying to hide his contempt for the court, but the judge had such a thin skin that he threatened him. He said he would strike the testimony and hold him in contempt if he rolled his eyes again. You have a constitutional right to roll your eyes and to stare at anybody. It was absurd. And then to sit so close to Cohen, watching him give lie after lie. Would you believe he actually said he would not have accepted a pardon from Donald Trump after he had previously said he would do anything to avoid prison? He would lie, he would cheat, he would do anything to avoid prison, but I won't accept a pardon from Donald Trump. If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. There were so many lies and then failure to allow a full testimony from the expert when the other side was allowed to introduce letters saying, and the jury will believe it, as Jonathan correctly said, that it was illegal, it was illegal, it was illegal. This expert was going to come in and rebut that. This judge has committed more reversible errors in the one day I was in the courtroom than I've seen in years and years of practicing law. It's just an outrage.
It really is. I want to explore with you, Greg, what Bob Costello has been saying, and that is that he spent an hour and a half on a Zoom call with Bragg's people, that he specifically pointed out exculpatory evidence that he said needed to be presented to the grand jury, and they purposely didn't. Now, in a grand jury, we always hear you can indict a ham sandwich. Fair enough. But if a DA knows about exculpatory evidence, knowing that the defense has no spokesperson there, don't they have a legal obligation to present that? Do you see possible legal issues for Alvin Bragg, possible legal issues or ethical issues for the judge who should have recused in this case?
Oh, I absolutely do. For everybody associated with this, the prosecution and the judge. Look, a prosecutor has an affirmative duty that if he knows about exculpatory evidence, he absolutely must present it to the jury. Why? The grand jury. Because in a grand jury, there's no defense allowed. You know, the defense attorneys don't come in there and present their side. It's one-sided. So the duty shifts to the prosecution. Here, they conjured up this phony excuse and they said to Costello, oh, we can't admit your exculpatory evidence because it's hearsay. There is no hearsay in a grand jury. Double, triple, quadruple hearsay. Even newspaper articles are submitted. So this is an example of essentially obstruction of justice by the people we expect to do justice. Costello today, though, I think totally blew away Cohen's credibility, exposed him for lying to the jury, and that is why Marchand went ballistic. He stepped in. He's helping the prosecution by sustaining these meritless objections, scolding Costello. This is a transparently rigged case engineered to convict. And that is precisely why Donald Trump has been saying over and over again, this is a corrupt case and a crooked judge. And today, Marchand proved it.
Oh, there should be a directed verdict.
Absolutely.
There should be this motion to dismiss should be granted. That's not going to happen. Now it'll probably go to a jury, and without all the pertinent information, because Costello will impeach the testimony of their star witness. And the fact that he won't allow that is unreal. The fact that he won't allow a lawyer to explain the law, unreal. Anyway, what a day. Thank you both.